Rising Israel, Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Grand Rising. I just wanted to touch base with y'all. Out here in this world. Give me 1 second. Out here in this world. Just want to touch base on a few things, that I had on my mind, being out here on this road, it takes a lot out of you, being in this world, However, being on this road, you get a peace of mind. And that's the one reason why I'm enjoying what I'm doing at a late stage in my life, by this world understanding. But looking back at some of the videos I've done and the content of them, purpose is letting people understand the whole thing with this awakening that the Most High is putting on his people, his chosen. The 12 tribes, Judah being the head. When we wake, the other nations wake, because everything makes sense. And God's prophecies are truth, and he has never lied. And I was having a debate, discussion, whatever, on mine with a
proceed to the highlighted route.
White gentleman, Edomite, doing that
Proceed to the highlighted route.
antagonizing stuff. And once I posted some scriptures and some other detailed information, the man went back and deleted all his antagonizing posts, because he's seeing, he's laughing at God. So, that brings me, to a lot of things that I had on my mind that I said in my videos, and I want to in depth go into them, to understanding, with politics, being woke, understanding that Israel as a nation, we're fully compromised. There's so many hurdles and traps out there for us, and they all have two things in common. They sell us lies of hope that will never benefit us. You know what I'm saying? They all keep us asleep, following the heathen and further away from the Most High God, Christ. The Most High and his son, Christ, who they call Savior, who is Savior, who they ignorantly call Christ. Get a better audio here. That was the elite's plans. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people in this world that can't come into this understanding because they confuse it with what they've been programmed to understand. Anything spirituality has got to be connected to a religion. And that book has clearly nothing to do with a religion. It's a blood right. It's chosen people. And the way it's starting to look, it's very bad for Edomites. And the understanding the same way he built up Pharaoh only to tear them down so he could show his love for us. We went into this condition under Deuteronomy 28, verse 68. All of Deuteronomy in that sense, which displays the curses he placed on us for being our forefathers, for their iniquities. You know what I'm saying? Their sins against the Most High God, which is sins going against his commandments, which he gave to us, his special people. When the Most High Son said, when the words were spoken, render unto Caesar what is Caesar's, render unto Christ what is his. That understanding is, we are his. Most High and his Son have been requesting for his people to be let go, the same as for Pharaoh. America has not let us go. Some people out there don't say, "Oh, you're free to go and everything." No, we're here as a nation held because we don't know nothing else, and we're being abused here. For that token, everybody's being abused, but the punishment for abusing his chosen, two different scales. You know what I'm saying? And to try to equate them in understanding to other people, playing with the wrong God. He gave us commandments. We got punished for it. He giving you a commandment. You're going to get punished for it. And it's written of in the book of Obadiah. His word is just. He's not a liar. He don't take things back. You got to come out of this world, focus on the commandments. His holy days. Keep his Sabbaths. Come back to Christ. That's our whole purpose. That's what the 12 tribes' whole purpose is, to come back to Christ, to his commandments, to his rule. If you're paying attention, they do things to pacify Judah and the nation of Israel when they feel they slipping with control and rule in this world. And how they do that is with manipulation and false promises of lies. False hope of opportunities. If you pay attention to the current affairs, you see what's going on with them as a nation of people. To Edomite, Esau. But if you pay attention to what they're doing in the media, you see a lot of commercials now, advertisements of biracial families. You've never seen that before. It's not the world progressing with understanding and, whatever you want to define that as. You know what I'm saying? That's something sent out there for the nations to pacify them, to keep them in this world. As long as you stay in this world, you're not focusing on the truth. It's a false hope. It's a hamster wheel. You're going to keep running on that wheel. You're not going nowhere. You can tell around you with the events that go on in politics, just alone, that nothing is changing. They done robbed the lady in Georgia of a political position. They robbed the Hebrew brother out of Florida of a position. Anybody that's even in this world of a moral compass for truth, even if they don't know who they are, being a so-called black Israelite, not knowing who they are, their identity, but for this world, they just gonna snatch the cracker from up under. They're gonna give you that hope to keep everybody else going to the polls and everything, doing everything they're supposed to do that they told will make a change. It's not gonna happen. They must maintain control and rule of this planet. This is their rule, though. He gave the dominion over to them for a time. When we fell as a people, that's when they went into their position. But know this, what he said he was going to do to us, he said he's going to do to them twofold. The elites know this. The average hillbilly Joe, he don't know this. He's stuck in his own world and mind of entitlement. He's comfortable with what's going on. And if things never got better, he'll be okay with that because he's benefiting from it. Benefit package of his forefathers. And it's a lot of us out here understand this. We don't hate nobody, but we hate those who just like us with a passion of hate. So anybody that people like me got feelings toward that's like that, and for a person to be a third party and take offense to my side, you are of your father too. There ain't no getting around that. Your actions speak volume. We're not gonna. There ain't gonna be no middle room for that, boy. You know what I'm saying? You can hang it up. This is the time to be waking up, people coming out of these churches. You know what I'm saying? Esau and his wicked games, the scriptures, the stuff I say, key words in the scriptures. I haven't been doing probably my last 3 videos with the actual Bible in front of me. I keep a lot of stuff in my head, and it makes that's why I woke up, because the things that I had already been entertaining of common sense came to light out of them scriptures. So certain understandings stick with me. Now I apologize, you know what I'm saying? With this trucking and everything, I'm gonna have some time where I'm gonna be able to. I got some other videos though where you can see me going into the scriptures. I'm not here trying to preach or teach. I'm trying to share. But the things I'm saying, key understanding and statements. If you go on to Sunday worship and everything and you start and pay attention, listen to the things that I say. And when you hear your pastor preaching and say some of the similar things I'm saying, meaning he using them but not quite expressing what it means, start asking him, can you read that chapter? What is he talking about? What people are he talking about? Start asking questions. This is your seed to be watered, to grow. The Most High is trying to wake us. And we're all being used as tools to do that. Not everybody gonna get it. That's the beauty of it, that you feel special when you get it. I'm sorry for those that don't, you know. I don't know what that got to do with, you know what I'm saying? Choice of selection, I don't know. That's not saying that I'm gonna make it, but I know I got an application. That's what I'm saying. You wanna get an application. And if you didn't receive an application, you should find out what to apply for one. Start paying attention. Do you really want it? Or are you comfortable with what you got right now? Because he says, if you sold your soul, sacrificing your child through this world's customs and traditions, pagan holy days and everything, that's sending your child through the fire. So if you're comfortable with all you got, and you sold your soul in doing these things, the practices of the heathen, which is traditionally taught to us, which is part of the punishment, we had to go through it. He had to give us that to embrace, to see if we'll break from it. It's a test. This is an application. This is a resume. He is not playing. So if you don't want to receive the truth and you cleave into this world, he says, this is your kingdom. This is good as it gets. That's what he's ordained for Esau and the Edomites of this world. He will be saving a remnant of them because of their heart. That's the people that's pure, genuinely, probably not knowing what's going on, but they always had an idea that this ain't fair, this ain't right. You know? I mean, think in your soul, if you're an Edomite, you sit back and say, well, it ain't right that it's turning out to be that y'all the chosen and everything, you know, what he said about us. You know, we as a collective, that ain't right. Okay? How long you been thinking it ain't right? Was you thinking that when dogs were getting sicked on, black people trying to vote, water hoses and such being put on? That might be for your fathers and grandfathers, but okay, you lived through all that without no threat of pursuing opportunity, anything. So what did you do when you saw it wasn't right? You knew it wasn't right then. Did you say anything then? But you'll say it now. It's showing your heart. Me. Think about it. There's still time. You know, even for our Israel brothers out here that's lost in this world. You know, if you out here operating like the heathen, living a life of crime, you know what I'm saying? This is what we entertain. He says, don't follow the heathen. Don't do as the heathen do. We been so busy trying to be accepted and being American, we resort to crime because of our environment. Esau had a lot to do with that, you know, planting of guns in neighborhoods, you know, crates of guns on freight trains, unattended, unsecured. They ain't gonna do that with a freight train full of U.S. men, you know. But these are tests that the Most High put in the power of Esau, because he knew his wickedness, to see if we cleave to that heathenistic behavior and come back to him. So our brothers out there carjacking and stuff, our youth, I'm talking to y'all. Y'all gotta wake up. You know, to go into a courthouse and see 2 or 3, 6 youth, Israelite brothers lost, handcuffed together before a judge, already looking guilty for a heinous crime, a heathenish crime, for being like the heathen. Never gonna get another opportunity again. And I'm not talking about of this world, to witness being woke on the outside. You can be woke on the inside, get this understanding in there and everything, and maybe it's good for you, but that's gotta weigh too on your soul because you did something in this world, something that you probably gonna have a hard time repenting from. So, young people, wake up. Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, we all see what we've been through. Destroyed as a people by Esau Edom. With the blessing of the Most High God. The Indians were destroyed because when they came over here, he gave them this land. They started praying to other gods, sun god, rain gods, all this other stuff. The Most High got jealous and he destroyed them. He sent Esau to destroy them again. You know? Our Mexican brothers in this world, they on the same accord as us blacks with the understanding of trying so hard to be accepted. Going back to the Indians for a second. You look at how he destroyed them. The government gave them land, started a couple casinos. Only a few tribes, members benefit from that. They got so many red tape with that. You know, you got a certain percentage of blood and all this other stuff. And even though they got the land, they still not prospering. You ride through those reservations or those areas, or in the areas where the Native Indians live in those areas surrounding that, the casino is the best thing that's got going. The housing is terrible. Shacks. Is it every man for himself? I don't know. But they not living good as a nation. This is how we're destroyed. You cannot be a nation without your God. You cannot be a people without your God. He did the same thing to us with Black Wall Street. You cannot be a nation without your God. No matter how great you get, no opportunity is going to save you without your God. You got to come back to the law, statutes, and commandments, keeping his holy days, his Sabbath, calling on his name and his son, and know that you Israel. Back to what I was saying about the Hispanics, you know what I'm saying? We in the same understanding with this world being lost, we cleave to trying to be accepted by Esau. You notice this thing about so-called white people, Edomites. They want you to lose your heritage, even though it's given to us, handed down through slavery or being colonialized. Talk about the Puerto Ricans, the Mexicans, Dominicans, Haitians, Jamaicans. These are all tribes of Israel. Us Negroes here in America. They want you to lose whatever you got that identifies you that's different than them. Your clothing, your talk, your music, your surroundings, your behavior. What you accept as normal. And that's what a lot of Hispanic Latinos do when they so-called want to make it or have made it. And that's what some blacks do too. They try to identify with them and being in this world, shunning their own. I mean, look at the so-called Latinos for Trump. I mean, I don't know if that's a joke or they being paid or what, but it's ridiculous. So I've actually ran into some guys online in comments defending them, and first thing they say is Democrats are keeping you guys down as slaves. What has they done for you? The right man's rhetoric, but I had to correct them. I'm not affiliated with any political party anymore. And it's true what he's saying, but he don't know why he's saying it. He's just repeating what somebody white had told him or shared with him. He ain't looked into the fundamentals of it because they always use the argument Democratic started the KKK, Yeah, and we also know in the late 60s, early 70s, the party switched as far as they agendas. But none of it benefited us. minorities, none of it at all. So he's right in that sense, but he's wrong on the understanding of thinking that he know what he's talking about. His argument was as equivalent as Kanye West's argument. You know, the only thing that Kanye West said that made sense was that slavery was a choice. This is how ignorant he was with that understanding. It was true what he said, but he didn't understand biblically how right he was. Because our forefathers were warned in Deuteronomy, if they continue to follow the heathen, slavery was going to be a choice for their seeds. We're the seed. We fled into Africa, running from the Romans in 70 AD. Hid there for 1,500 years, I believe. We were different than the Africans. He told us to go hide amongst the other dark nations because the Romans were coming to kill us. So we there for 1,500 years. The Hamites, the Africans, they knew we were different. We had customs. We had circumcision. We had laws and commandments, the Bible, which at that time they were scrolls and such. But anyway, they sold us into slavery. They knew we were different. All this is in the Bible. That's why our punishment is coming to the Hamites for what they did. See, Most High had us go into this condition for punishment. However, he told Paul to go talk to the Gentiles because he was sending us into this condition. And they needed to know how to handle us, making sure we keep our laws and customs because we're going into servitude. Servitude is in a position lower than his chosen. So we were supposed to keep our traditions and everything. But what did Esau do? They made a deal with Satan, decided to keep this dominion of this earth. And they were going to destroy the seed of the Most High in Christ, his chosen. That's when they took all our heritage away. So why you think when they tell us we came from Africa, they can't tell us where or tribe or nobody's claiming us over there? We're the Hebrew Israelites, not Africans. So they get us here. They don't want to let us go. Financially. They know everything they got is from us. Hispanics. Man, you drive through Arizona, 4 o'clock in the morning, 4 a.m. to 7, 8 p.m. You see rows of buses along lettuce fields. At least 8 of them, 6 to 8 of them, looking like prison detail buses. All Hispanics out there picking that lettuce. That's Arizona. You think them people got green cards? But yet they over here trying to lynch them and tell them to keep the borders closed because they got their slave labor. They don't no more. They greedy, belly full, but they ain't got no money. They ain't got no problem bleeding these Mexicans over here. These Issachar people, that's the tribe of Issachar. Do you see the lies, the deceit, the retardism? He said he was going to send us into captivity under a foolish nation and to serve a lesser God. A foolish nation. A foolish nation and a lesser God. That's your religion. Going back to what I'm saying. Us blacks and Hispanics, we get over here, we sell our soul. We try to fit in. Sell our soul to try to fit in. But there's no acceptance. They're not going to break their back to, make it that much better. They're not. It ain't in them. And I'm not talking about all of them. I'm talking about most of them. I hate to offend people. You know what I'm saying? That's just the nature of me. And the nature of a lot of us. You know what I'm saying? But the facts and the truth is truth. You got to own what you about. If you seeing all this around you and you ain't took a picket sign, but you can get mad at a brother kneeling in a Jubilee shirt. Come on, man. Where's your heart? We out here selling our soul to be accepted in the pagan world under a lesser God and a foolish nation. Truth of it, it's all in the scriptures. That book has nothing to do with religion at all. It's laws and commandments given to the 12 tribes of Israel. And if you accept this world, if you shun God for this world, this is your heaven. This is as good as it gets. So live it up. If you that bold. I ain't even looked into the details of what the hell in the scriptures detail. I've heard some other people describe it. I don't know parts of it. Probably don't even want to hear it because I don't know if I'm right just yet. I'm on the path. I'm applying. So if you're happy with this, no matter who you are, Gentile or Israelite, if you're happy with this world, like he said, he's going to save a remnant of Edom, or the heathens, because that's all the other nations, the Asians, the Arabics. All y'all got it coming. All of y'all had your hand in what's going on. When you see these Arabs around here, Arabs, they're Ishmaelites. Their forefather is Ishmael, who was the older brother of our forefather, Isaac. So when you see them in their tradition, with their culture, their head wraps and everything, they held on to their culture. They know who they are. 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 That Bible details who they are. They've always known who they are. So how you think they don't know who we are? They look at us when we coming into their stores buying products while they in our neighborhood, and they astonished that they read these curses of Deuteronomy 28, verse 68. And we're a living witness. We walk into their store buying Philly blunts and alcohol and everything. They selling it to us right in our neighborhood. They love it. Now, I ain't gonna say they love it. They astonished that these niggas don't know who they are. They know who we are. But when y'all start to wake up, you walking around wearing these fringes with borders of blue, letting them know you woke, watch the ball game change. You're going to get a different greeting. They're going to still be selling Phillies and liquor to the motherfuckers that don't know no better. But they're going to look at you. They don't want no parts of you because you woke. They must move out of your way out of respect for the Most High. Because they see what he did to us. We're a living testament to that. So they know what he says about them. This is the stuff that's mind-blowing. All these nationalities out of here that's in the Bible, they all know who they are, but they somehow, nobody know who's the Israelites. But all 12 of them walking around here with identities given to them by Esau Edom. Because Esau Edom knew that we would have these curses placed on us. If the word of God is bound, we would lose our identity over generations of abuse and cut off. I mean, look what they've done with the government. They go on and set off people's government. Panama, they pay militants, guerrillas to go start warfare. They do it in Mexico. Set up El Chapo with the other families to sell dope. They do everything to disrupt us. As long as they keep you active in this world, program, chasing that money, which is a God, you ain't got time to worry about the truth. You've been compromised. This is what you're dealing with. This is what you're dealing with. Programming. Satan driven. Boy, they wicked. You can sit up here, some people say, oh, this sounds like a conspiracy. You know what? Where do you think these black people you see every day came from? You know the story, but think about it. You think some white guys just got together and said, hey, we want to go get some niggers. They know, they know what's under the hood. They know what's driving this V8. I'm gonna say it like this, man. If this don't get you to start to go get you a King James Version Bible, 1611 edition. Don't get no NIV. Must be a King James. Follow these brothers, GOCC, on YouTube. There's some other brothers out there, you know what I'm saying, that are sufficient in their material. There's not a difference in doctrine as far as, put it this way, the doctrine that's a difference in, meaning of understanding of what that scripture or this understanding is, it ain't going to save you. So that battle right there, the thing you got to focus on is coming back to the Most High and His Son Christ, keeping His laws and commandments and His Sabbath. And you must get baptized with this understanding. Not through no religion, under the understanding that you know who the Most High God is. That'll be your foundation for understanding what's going on and to continue this journey. Like I say, there's other schools out there, camps, whatever they call it. Some of them a little bit more aggressive. GOCC is for my humbleness, greater understanding, a higher intellect. Not putting nobody else down. The other guys a little bit more aggressive, and it's to me that aggression is worldly. I'm not worried about Esau and destroying it. The Most High already said what He's going to do with it, so I worry about that when He assigns me to be involved with that. I'm not worried about that, you know. But some brothers out there promoting that ticket, you know, heavily, maybe to get their lick back in this world. But like I say, that's a worldly understanding. I don't want to do worldly battle. You know, I'm trying to get my people spiritually woken on the path. I'm not trying to battle with another brother because he got another school that he attends or camp that he attends, and trying to see who got more knowledge of this and that. You know what I'm saying? Well, we know this and we believe in that. Man, look. Keep the laws and commandments. Keep His holy days. Believe in God and His Son Savior. Over at GOCC, the name is understood. The Most High name is Ahia. That's the name He gave Moses. It's Hebrew. The native Indians would chant His name. Ahia, 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 Ahia. You know, what more you need? This is all prophetic, you know. And I'm so proud that He chose me, in a sense, to make it this far, to share this information. You can take this understanding